talking to her, you're going to get called into a specific supervisor's office and you're going to have lunch with me. Yes, it happens. It's absolutely obscene in how petrified people are to talk to me. And I don't encourage them to talk to me because one individual down there when I first started came up in front of the dais and said, "Great job with all those questions. It's the first time anybody's asked those questions." A certain supervisor was sitting beside me and heard it, and he called this individual in and said, "The guy has never spoken to me since." He kind of, that was when I first started, and he kind of will look at me now, but he was calling the department, and that's the environment. It reminds me of Saddam Hussein. You remember the guy that would walk up and salute him, and the guy hated him, and he probably killed half his family. That's the environment that the employees live in, and it is, I find it hard to believe, but that's what it is. They're living in fear of supervisors, and Chuck Huckelberry, they scared them to death, so they didn't dare to come forward. I've got county employees coming forward. They're feeding me information privately because of what's going on, and they know they'll be fired. 2 wastewater employees came to me, and one young man, he was a registered civil engineer, and he had been given a notice that he was going to be terminated. He came up to my office and I said, "Oh, Gene came in and said, this guy's here." I go, "Wow." Came in, and he told me that commercial sewer connection fees weren't being paid, and those fees are $44,000 up to $77,000, I think is that. If you got a 2-inch pipe on a commercial building, the permit connect fees are very expensive because of the amount of discharge they do into the wastewater system. But he told me, they're not collecting. I go, "How much is out there? 200,000 or 300,000. Wow, can you get me that documentation?" And he was going to get it to me. He got fired. I'm sure he got threatened. Never saw him again. Another older man that was with him, he was such a nice man. He was petrified even to come into my office, and they were talking to me. He also got a notice of termination. He just left because he did not want to go through that. And I heard recently another woman whose husband worked in wastewater, same thing. So if you expose things, you're going to get terminated or worse. And so when we have a culture like that, the employees aren't going to come forward and say, here's something wrong. We're wasting a lot of money here, because they know they're not supposed to do that. And I want to change that culture to be open so that they're not afraid of supervisors. I mean, if they, and it shouldn't be that way. It's a very bullying culture, so we've got to change that. We want to see it. We can see it in action, and it's horrible that businesses are being started because you didn't come to me in District 1, come through me, and I'm all powerful. You got to be kidding me. I mean, I can't believe this goes on. I see it all the time, and I'm just shaking my head, and we've got to stop it. We've got to stop it. And the only way we're going to do it is with an election, because it's not going to change. I can tell you, I've tried. And I'm chipping away at them, the more information that gets out there. By the way, 5 p.m. tonight, KVOA Channel 4, you'll see a story on Chuck Huckelberry, highest paid county administrator in the country until 2 weeks ago, when LA County, a county of 10 million, gave their administrator a raise above Chuck's. He's making $350,000.
Chuck's got a vest.
Chuck is making $320,000, and the median salary for a county administrator across the country, and Matthew Schwartz did the story and researched this with the National Association of Counties, $140,000. Maricopa County administrator, guess how much he makes? $227,000. 4 million people there, million here. They're successful. They're booming. I mean, we should have some performance metrics that we measure his performance on, and he has to come in and justify his existence to us. And certainly shouldn't be getting paid that amount of money when the median wage in Pima County is $44,000. We're very poor. We're struggling, and we're asking those poor people to pay that salary.
Are you familiar with this resolution that passed, I think it was December 2007, and Elias, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing his name.
Elias, yeah.
He's the principal guy that signed it. And what it was about buying the open land
open space.
along this route for these 2 highways, 6 million and 10 million. They bought open land for environmental and wildlife, so nothing could be built up. And anyway, it's about 8 pages long, and I think it's an ADI site. And it goes into some length to how they will never do anything to change this. Well, these highways that are proposing go right through these areas.
Yeah,
And in contradiction with this resolution.
That's just like the $6 million of buffer space around Raytheon. Remember,
Yes.
we can't have any people there because of the ordinance. And guess what? They're gonna, I uncovered during the bond review process when I was looking at workforce, investing in workforce, they were gonna build 2 buildings, and one of them said, I went through all that bond package. Gonna be built in a county tech park. I go, what tech park, Chuck? And he went round and round. I don't know if you were there that day. He finally, I said, so is it the one by Raytheon? Yeah. We bought that land from Don Diamond, and the next day, I was running for office at the time, and I went to the bond advisory committee meeting the next day, and he said, at some point down the road, we're gonna pay a nominal fee to a developer to build the tech park. Why did we buy it? No one was going to build a house out there by Raytheon. And, so now they're looking at building a tech park, which means what? People close to the ordinance. Makes no sense. And then they had to move the road. It's being moved a little bit of distance, and I'm going. That, if you look at the map, the overhead map, and I went on there, the maps, Pima County map guide, and I measured the distance, I don't remember off the top of my head, from the bunker to where the Raytheon employees are. And then you measure the distance from the bunker, to the road. Guess who's closer? The Raytheon employees to that road as it existed. Anybody think that road was necessary? But it's being built. Now we gotta do it. And a certain developer has 3,000 acres of land just south of Raytheon. And your wastewater money is going to pay for all of that infrastructure to that property. Most developers, they have to put that in. So they're to get back to the crony capitalism, and that's what's got to stop. Everybody is in bed with everybody, and we got to clean it out, or we're never going to get change, and we're still going to have this culture of fear, and we've got to stop it. If you don't have any more questions, I just want to thank you all for coming, and thank you all, everyone, for all of the hard work you did defeating the bond and all of your activism. You're obviously active in the community, and thank you for supporting me.